I've got $1 million inventory control system and I have no parts. That's the type of call we have. Most of our parts are not stock parts that you can just pick off the shelf. Balfor Industries is a third-generation manufacturing company that specializes in engineered plastic products. At the start, it was my dad and his partner who were the two employees of the business, and they became the Teflon manufacturing facility for Johns Manville, which at the time was a powerhouse of an insulation and engineering company. When we started in business back in the 50s, we were pretty much regional. Our reach now is across the country. We do quite a bit of business in Canada, some business in South America. We do some business overseas, like in the Netherlands. Our world here is 5/1000ths of an inch or less, depending on the material and the size of the part. Even the most basic product, which would be a basic ring, has to fit into a customer's valve. The last thing they want to do is get parts in from us and have a failure. Everything here is tightly controlled. We have 100% inspection here. We know when parts go out the door, they're not coming back to us.
It's fun to come to work every day because we get to be together. I am kind of a jack of all trades. I do a lot of the administrative work in the office, accounts payable and receivable, odds and ends out in the factory to help out. I talk to customers, I talk to suppliers.
Most of my day-to-day responsibilities entail assuring smooth procedures internally and externally with our own employees and also with our customers.
I get here a little bit before and take the ovens out, get the machines prepared for the day. Throughout the day, I'm usually out in the factory, pretty much set up and breakdown of the day-to-day molding process.
It's nice just to be together and to continue the family business after all the years.
The cost of doing business in New York City was insurmountable. It was very, very tough to remain profitable down there. So we decided to move, and I must have looked at 75 buildings over 4 or 5 years. After we zeroed in on this building, we actually contacted the town of Oxford because incentives were a big part of our package. And they actually sent down the economic development person, not once but twice. And I said to my wife, I think this town actually wants us.
Growing up around Balfour was an experience. It was very different from what I knew most of my friends to have as childhoods. It always meant quite a bit of time spent as a family.
I think having a small business where we're so involved on a day-to-day basis is almost like having another child. It's something that you worry about nonstop. I've always told my kids, you gotta go home and say to yourself, did I do the best job today that I think I could have done?
My father-in-law started the business in 1955, and Rich came into the business 30 years ago. And to see the boys here now following in his footsteps is really meaningful.
There's two things that you really care about when you work with your family. It's honor and legacy. Honor the people that came before you, and you want to create a legacy for those that come after you.
They absolutely have the ability to make the business succeed and continue on, hopefully for another generation.